I remember the exact Sunday afternoon I turned 42. Outwardly, my life looked like a finished puzzle. I had the house, the mortgage, and a decent car. My corporate job paid me a reasonably good salary. But deep down, I knew things weren't great. Honestly, I avoided those numbers for years. I just didn't want to see how bad they really were. That afternoon, I finally forced myself to look. I ran my numbers honestly, and my stomach dropped. That scared me. My retirement account was dangerously thin back then. The math showed a future that simply did not work. I wasn't reckless. I was just drifting. And that was the problem. Without warning, that vague later finally arrived. Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Your 40s are not the slow end of your financial life. If you know the mechanics, it is your absolute peak, but only if you make three specific moves. Most people miss them because they are chasing hype. Nobody ever sits you down to show you the real plumbing. Two people can earn the exact same income. One retires free, the other works until they are 72. What I am giving you today is not a motivational speech. Motivation fades by Monday morning anyway. This is raw structure. The mechanics that saved me. These shifts work completely differently at 40. Let's look at the actual race you are running. Most people look at retirement around the age of 63. If you are 40 today, you have exactly 23 years left. That sounds like a long time. It isn't. To change your life, compound growth needs time. Waiting until 50 instead of starting at 40 is a trap. That single decade can cut your final portfolio nearly in half. 10 years doesn't sound huge until you run the math. You are risking hundreds of thousands in pure returns. A massive study from Fidelity revealed a harsh reality. The median retirement savings for ages 40 to 49 is $93,000. Yet, planners say you need 10 times your final salary. On a modest $70,000 income, your target is $700,000. Look at those numbers again. Closing that gap with only 23 years left is terrifying, but it is completely possible if you stop drifting now. Every year you hesitate, you are losing massive leverage. You don't just lose money, you lose your future freedom. We need to face why we get stuck in this position. The 40s come with a quiet, dangerous psychological trap. I call this specific trap peak lifestyle inflation. Your income rises, so everything feels manageable. The mortgage is heavy, but your paycheck covers it. The car payments are high, but they fit the budget. The kids' sports, the dinners, all of it fits, just barely. And just barely fitting is a financial disaster zone. It means every single race gets eaten by life instantly. Saving feels impossible even when you earn your most. You look highly successful and stable to your neighbors. But it's an illusion. We choose comfort today over retirement tomorrow. We tell ourselves we work hard and deserve the luxury. But treating later as a strategy is a losing game. That same peak income can fund your ultimate freedom. That money had nowhere else to go, so I invested all of it. The first move is one people assume they understand, but almost nobody executes it in the correct order. In my 40s, I carried a classic heavy mix of debt: high interest credit cards and some personal loans, medium interest car payments and a home equity line, plus a mortgage that required very real consideration. Back then, I just paid the monthly minimums on everything. I felt vaguely guilty and threw random cash at bills. That is reactive debt management, and it costs you years. You need an elimination sequence based on math. Every dollar of high interest debt is a negative return. Credit card debt at 22% interest is a guaranteed loss. No standard investment reliably returns 22% every year. Paying that off is the highest return move available. I discovered I had $14,000 across three credit cards. I wasn't aggressive because the minimums felt manageable. And manageable is the ultimate enemy of financial progress. Most bankruptcies don't start with luxury, they start with normal payments that slowly pile up. I restructured my cash flow without painful sacrifices and wiped out that entire high interest debt in 11 months. That freed cash became the seed capital for move number two. Wiping it out removes a massive psychological weight. Debt anxiety causes people to avoid opening statements. Once you remove that heavy weight, everything changes. This second move is a tool most people don't know exists. In the United States, the standard 401k limit is $23,000. But the moment you turn 50, that limit jumps by $7,500. That is a legal catch up provision built for acceleration. But you must use your 40s to build the cash flow system so that using those catch up limits becomes automatic. Let's look at the core mechanics of why this matters. A single dollar invested at age 40 has 23 years to grow. At a historic 7% average return, that dollar becomes $4.74. That same dollar invested at age 50 only has 13 years. At that exact same 7% rate, it only grows to $2.41. Same dollar, same rate, but double the final outcome simply because of one single decade of time difference. Your 40s are the golden window where math still works. Right after I cleared my debt, I opened a Roth IRA. I started small, automating just $200 every month. The account was open, and the habit was locked in. Every future raise and bonus went straight into that fund. I did not need more discipline. I needed better plumbing. This third move separates six-figure names from seven. By your 40s, you possess an asset that is incredibly rare. You have over 20 years of deep domain expertise. You have industry relationships and a professional reputation. The market will gladly pay for this in creative ways. Yet, most people leave this asset sitting on one payroll. I am not telling you to quit your day job tomorrow. I am telling you to capture your value outside of work. Consulting, advisory roles, writing, or online content. It does not need to be massive. It just needs to be real. Your primary day job is already funding your lifestyle. This means a secondary stream has zero lifestyle obligations. Structurally, every single dollar can be directly invested. Earning $1,500 a month from a casual consulting gig, invested at a historic 7% return from age 42 to 62, compounds into an incredible, automated $780,000. That is not a wild fantasy. That is basic arithmetic. This diversification removes the existential terror of a single employer controlling your entire financial life. A secondary income stream isn't ambition, it is architecture. Here is the honest reason most people won't do this. Change requires action today, and today is always busy. Human psychology naturally favors immediate rewards over abstract retirement contributions decades away. The ultimate solution is not motivation, motivation fades. The true solution is building an automated structure. Every move I used runs entirely on a set and forget system. My debt sequence ran on fixed automated payments. My investments transferred the exact day my paycheck landed. My consulting money was routed directly to my portfolio. None of this requires you to magically become someone else. You just design a system where good behavior is automatic. Willpower is a depletable resource. Plumbing is not. Wealthy people in their 40s don't have more discipline. They simply operate within a much better financial system. When I look back at running all three moves at once, the benefits completely overwhelmed the initial friction. The downside? 11 months of strict budget discipline and a few extra hours a week setting up my consulting. The upside? In just 3 short years of running this, my net worth grew more than the previous 15 years combined. It wasn't luck. The mathematical structure just worked. Looking back, I wasted years believing income was the problem. The reality was, I just needed to direct what I already had. Your 40s are a critical, powerful financial window. The debt sequence, the compounding, the expertise. These moves require no inheritance and no extreme risks. Wealth happens when deliberate behavior compounds over time. The difference between being stuck and free is behavior. If my personal journey resonated with you today, please hit the like button so this can reach others. And if you want to see the exact investment structures that make Move 2 run completely on autopilot, including which specific funds to choose this afternoon, click on this video right here. I will see you there.